There is a truth that 99% of people will never understand, not because they are not smart, not because they are not talented, not because the world has not given them enough. Let me tell you why. It's because their energy is scattered in 1,000 directions. Their attention is leaking, their focus is bleeding, and they do not even realize it. Everyone talks about time, everyone talks about money, everyone talks about opportunity. But I am not going to talk about those things. I'm going to talk about energy, and energy is everything. Number 1, if your energy is gone, you cannot create anything. Number 2, if your energy is gone, you cannot protect anything. Number 3, if your energy is gone, you cannot become anything. You don't have time without energy. You don't have money without energy. You don't have opportunity without energy. Do you understand? Energy is the root of everything. And what do most people do with this energy? Number 1, they give it away to gossip. Number 2, they give it away to comparison. Number 3, they give it away to the approval of strangers on the internet. Number 4, they give it away to drama that adds nothing to their life. Number 5, they give it away to arguments they will forget tomorrow. By the end of the day, they are empty. Not because they worked on their dream, but because they handed their energy to distractions with both hands. Let me tell you what happens when you decide to hold your energy sacred. You don't leak it, you don't spend it, you don't waste it, you direct it. And when you direct energy, something shifts. If you wake up and guard your energy, you build something. If you wake up and waste your energy, you lose something. If you wake up and sell your energy cheaply, you become nothing. Energy compounds. Every hour you pour into your mind, into your skill, into your body, into your spirit, it compounds. Every minute you waste on other people's lives, on other people's opinions, on other people's drama, it decays. The choice is yours, every morning, every hour, every minute. When your energy is directed, you become calm. When your energy is directed, you become grounded. When your energy is directed, you become powerful without raising your voice. People feel this. When you walk into a room and you are centered, people cannot explain it, but they feel it. When you walk into a room and you are scattered, people cannot explain it, but they feel it too. Energy does not lie. Frequency does not lie. What you carry inside will leak outside. Stop waking up and giving your energy away. Guard it, focus it, channel it, direct it, because energy invested in yourself always returns more than you put in. Energy wasted on other things always takes more than you can afford. Do you understand? Most people do not know how to be silent. They speak too much. They explain too much. They announce too much. They defend too much. And every time they speak when they should be silent, they lose power. Let me give you the truth about silence. Number 1, silence is not weakness. Silence is control. Number 2, silence is not absence. Silence is power. Number 3, silence is not surrender. Silence is strategy. The world has trained you to believe that the loudest voice in the room wins. I'm telling you, the loudest voice in the room is usually the weakest. Look at history. Look at the greats. Look at the ones who actually shifted something in this world. They didn't announce it. They didn't explain it. They didn't defend it. They did it in silence. And then the world woke up to the result. There is something terrifying about a person who does not announce, does not warn, does not justify, but just acts. Don't you feel it? When someone stops explaining themselves to you, you begin to pay attention. When someone stops defending themselves to you, you begin to wonder. When someone stops reacting to you, you begin to respect them. That is the power of silence. If you speak too soon, you give others control. If you speak too often, you give others access. If you speak too much, you give others the map to your mind. Now let me tell you what silence creates. Number 1, silence creates mystery. Number 2, silence creates focus. Number 3, silence creates protection. Number 4, silence creates power. Number 5, silence creates results. Mystery has power. Nobody can attack what they cannot see. Nobody can steal what they do not know exists. Nobody can interfere with a vision that has not been announced. If you tell everyone your plan, you invite 1,000 opinions. If you stay silent about your plan, you protect it from sabotage. If you stay silent about your plan, you give yourself room to grow it. So when should you speak? Speak when your results have already arrived. Speak when the evidence speaks for itself. Speak when silence is no longer strategic, only then. Until that moment, stay silent. In silence, you hear your own intuition. In silence, you hear your own instincts. In silence, you hear the thoughts other people are too busy talking over. And in that silence, you develop wisdom. You develop patience. You develop self-control. Self-control is one of the rarest, most magnetic traits you can possess. When you can hold your energy when provoked, when you can hold your tongue when insulted, when you can hold your composure when tested, people stop looking at you the same way. They begin to wonder what you are carrying. They begin to wonder what you are building. They begin to wonder what is behind the calm. And that is power. So I ask you, are you leaking your power by speaking too soon, too often, too much? Or are you protecting it by staying silent until it is time? Your silence is not empty. Your silence is full of strategy, full of strength, full of focus. Use it wisely. Guard your plans, protect your vision, and let your results be your voice. Do you understand? There is a disease that has infected the entire modern world, and most people don't even know they are sick. The name of this disease is comparison. Comparison with strangers on a screen. Comparison with people walking a different path. Comparison with people carrying a different purpose. And the moment you compare yourself to another human being, you hand them the steering wheel of your self-worth. Let me explain this clearly. Number 1, their journey was not designed for you. Number 2, their timeline was not written for you. Number 3, their struggles were not assigned to you. Number 4, their blessings were not promised to you. Number 5, their path was not built for you to walk. So why are you measuring your life against theirs? The moment you compare yourself, you blur your own vision. You forget your own strengths. You forget your own progress. You forget your own story. You forget your own mission. And you begin chasing a shadow instead of building substance. That is how comparison destroys you. It does not just distract you, it blinds you. It convinces you that you are not enough, when in reality, you already carry everything you need to rise. The only problem is, you keep dimming your own light by staring at someone else's flame. Now let me tell you what social media has done to your mind. It has given you a highlight reel of millions of strangers' lives. It has shown you their success without their struggle. It has shown you their victory without their sacrifice. It has shown you their image without their reality. And then you compare your raw, unedited, behind-the-scenes life to their carefully curated highlight reel. You always lose. Not because you are less, but because you are playing a game that was designed to make you feel less. Let me ask you something. Who told you that your journey was supposed to look like theirs? Who wrote the rule that your success had to arrive on their timeline? Who decided that your purpose needed to look like their purpose? Nobody. The only competition that matters is the one you have with yourself. Every day, your mission is simple. Be better than you were yesterday. Add one skill, push one more rep, read one more page, think one more layer deep. That's it. When you measure progress this way, comparison loses its grip. You stop asking, am I as good as them? You start asking, am I better than I was? And that question will change everything. When you stop comparing, you take back your confidence. When you stop comparing, you take back your clarity. When you stop comparing, you take back your peace. Confidence does not come from being the best in the world. It comes from being the best version of yourself, unapologetically. And when you live that way, people notice. They feel your authenticity. They respect your individuality. They recognize the peace in you that comparison could never buy. So understand this. Comparison is a trap. It was designed to keep you doubting. It was designed to keep you distracted. It was designed to keep you dependent on other people's standards. Break free. Stop measuring your life against people who are not walking your path. Stop wasting your energy trying to match someone else's pace. Stop handing your worth to a stranger's highlight reel. You are not behind. You are not less. You are not late. You are exactly where you are supposed to be, with the power to rise higher than you can even imagine. Kill comparison before it kills your confidence. Stay in your lane, focus on your own growth, and measure yourself only against who you were yesterday. Do you understand? The world celebrates balance. The world tells you to take breaks. The world tells you to rest. The world tells you to not overdo it. I'm telling you something different. The ones who rise to the top, the ones who transform their lives, the ones who shift the world, they are obsessed. They give more, they push harder, they stay longer. They refuse to settle when everyone else has already quit. Obsession is not recklessness. Obsession is caring so deeply about the mission that nothing else matters. Number 1. Without obsession, your potential stays locked away. Number 2. Without obsession, your talent stays average. Number 3. Without obsession, your dream stays a dream. Dabblers don't win. The world does not reward dabblers. The world does not celebrate dabblers. The world does not even remember dabblers. The world rewards the obsessed, the ones who keep going when it is inconvenient, the ones who keep going when it is exhausting, the ones who keep going when nobody else understands. When you are obsessed, you study when others sleep. When you are obsessed, you practice when others party. When you are obsessed, you prepare when others procrastinate. When you are obsessed, you refine when others relax. And every day, every hour, every minute, you sharpen. Obsession eliminates excuses. It teaches you discipline because nothing matters more than the mission you've committed to. External noise becomes irrelevant. Internal doubts become few. Your body begins to change. Your skills begin to sharpen. Your mind begins to strengthen. Every part of you evolves because obsession forces growth. But now I need to tell you the truth about obsession. People will not understand it. They will call you crazy. They will call you too intense. They will call you too extreme. They will call you unbalanced. They will try to pull you back into their comfort zone because your discipline exposes their laziness. Your commitment will highlight their excuses. Your fire will reflect their apathy. And that makes people uncomfortable. Obsession demands that you stand apart. It demands that you sacrifice being liked in order to be respected. It demands that you trust the fire inside you more than the noise around you. It demands that you choose greatness over comfort. If you can handle being misunderstood for a season, obsession will take you where balance never could. And let me tell you something else about obsession. Obsession is also freedom. When you are locked into your purpose, distractions lose their grip. Comparison fades, gossip fades, approval fades, comfort fades, because nothing compares to the vision you're chasing. Obsession simplifies your life. It strips away everything unnecessary. It keeps you aligned with what matters most. It's not about doing everything, it's about doing one thing so relentlessly that you become undeniable. And when you become undeniable, doors open that talent alone could never unlock. Obsession creates opportunities that luck cannot touch. Obsession builds a foundation that circumstance cannot shake. So the choice is yours: dabble or dominate. Live for comfort or live for transformation. Settle for average or demand greatness. Obsession is not for everyone, but if you choose it, it will break you, rebuild you, and elevate you into someone unrecognizable. You will not just achieve goals, you will redefine who you are. And when the world finally sees the person you have become, they will call it talent. They will call it luck. They will call it destiny. But you will know the truth. It was obsession. Do you understand? Talk is cheap. Anyone can make promises. Anyone can announce their dreams. Anyone can fill a room with words. Anyone can argue their way into attention. But words without action are empty. Words without action fade quickly. Words without action make no mark on this world. What truly commands respect is restraint. The discipline to hold back. The discipline to stay quiet. The discipline to let your actions carry the weight. Let me say it again. Respect is not demanded with noise. Respect is earned in silence. The world is full of talkers. People who declare their plans loudly. People who argue endlessly. People who waste energy explaining what they are going to do. But most of those words never become anything. That is why silence cuts so deeply. When you refuse to join the noise, when you move in silence, when you do not feel the need to defend yourself, people notice. They notice because it is rare. They notice because it feels different. They notice because they cannot figure you out. And mystery demands attention. There is a unique power in restraint. Anyone can react. Anyone can argue. Anyone can defend themselves with noise. But it takes true control to stay quiet when provoked. It takes true discipline to keep building when attacked. It takes true commitment to keep moving forward without announcing every step. That control makes people stop. That control makes people pay attention. That control makes people realize you are not the same as everyone else. And the moment they realize that, they respect you. Even if they will not admit it out loud. Because deep down, every single human being respects discipline. Every single human being respects the one who does not need to prove, but is. Silence protects your dignity. When you waste your energy on arguments, when you fight to prove your worth, when you lower yourself to convince others, you destroy the very thing you are trying to protect. But when you stay silent, you rise above it. You show that your value does not depend on anyone's approval. You show that you are not desperate to be heard, because you already know your presence speaks louder than any argument ever could. Respect is not given to the one who talks the most. Respect is given to the one who delivers the most. Look at the athlete who trained in silence and shocked the world on game day. Look at the artist who disappeared into the craft and re-emerged with a masterpiece. Look at the entrepreneur who quietly built and suddenly dominated the market. These are the ones the world respects, because respect comes from impact, not intention. The silent worker always earns more respect than the loud dreamer. So stop telling the world what you're about to do. Stop trying to convince anyone of your value. Stop lowering your energy to explain yourself to people who cannot understand your vision. Let them doubt. Let them whisper. Let them wonder. Your silence will disturb them more than your words ever could. And when the results finally arrive, when your work speaks so loudly that it silences every critic, you will not have to ask for respect. It will already be yours. Do you understand? In a world full of distractions, the rarest, most valuable ability you can develop is the ability to give your attention to one thing with everything you have. Most people think freedom is doing everything at once. Most people think freedom is chasing every opportunity. Most people think freedom is pleasing everyone. Most people think freedom is juggling endless commitments. That is not freedom. That is slavery to chaos. True freedom comes from focus. When you focus, you block out the noise. When you focus, you narrow your vision. When you focus, you pour yourself into what matters most. Focus is what breaks chains, because focus cuts away everything that does not serve your purpose. Let me show you the power of focus. Number 1. Distraction is letting the world decide where your energy goes. Number 2. Focus is taking your attention back from the world and putting it on your mission. Number 3. Distraction makes you weak and controllable. Number 4. Focus makes you unshakable and unstoppable. When you control your focus, you control your future. When you control your focus, you control your identity. When you control your focus, you control your destiny. Focus brings clarity. Clarity eliminates confusion. When you know exactly where your attention is going, you stop wasting energy on things that don't matter. You stop scattering yourself across distractions. You stop chasing validation, chasing shortcuts, chasing people who were never meant to be part of your story. Instead, you move with precision. Every step has direction, every decision has purpose, and that purpose gives you power. Most people are exhausted, not because they work too hard, but because they focus on too many things at once. They divide their energy into 100 little pieces, and then they wonder why nothing grows. But those who achieve greatness understand the law of focus. When you give all of yourself to one thing, it multiplies. Progress comes faster, momentum builds stronger, success arrives sooner. Focus compresses time. It gives you years of growth in months, because energy directed is always more powerful than energy divided. And here is the gift of focus. The more you focus, the less you need. The less you need, the freer you become. You stop needing approval because your direction gives you confidence. You stop needing distractions because your mission gives you fulfillment. You stop needing to chase because your focus makes you magnetic. This is the paradox of discipline. The more focused you are, the more freedom you create. You are no longer pulled by the chaos of the world. You move by the clarity of your vision. That is true freedom. So, understand this. Focus is not limitation. Focus is liberation. The world wants you distracted because a distracted person is weak, controllable, and stagnant. But a focused person is powerful, creative, rising, inspiring. That is why your freedom depends on your focus. Guard it, protect it, refuse to let anyone steal it, because the day you master your focus is the day you master your freedom. And when you are free, nothing and no one can hold you back. Do you understand? Let me tell you the truth about discipline. Talent can get you noticed, luck can give you a moment, but only discipline can create a destiny. Discipline is not glamorous. Discipline is not loud. Discipline is not celebrated when it happens in the dark, but it is the foundation that holds every dream together. Without it, you crumble under pressure. With it, you become unshakable. Every person you admire, every success story you know, every empire you've seen was built on discipline. That daily decision to show up, that daily decision to push through, that daily decision to rise even when it's inconvenient, that is what shapes destiny. Most people mistake motivation for discipline. Let me correct this once and for all. Motivation is fleeting. It is a spark that comes and goes. Discipline is the fire that burns even when no one is watching, even when you don't feel like it, even when the spark of motivation has died. Let me show you the difference. Motivation says, I'll do it when it's easy. Discipline says, I'll do it no matter what. Motivation relies on feelings. Discipline relies on commitment. Motivation asks, do I feel like it today? Discipline asks, did I promise I would? In a world addicted to instant gratification, the ones who master discipline stand out because they refuse to bow to their feelings. They build habits that shape their future. They create consistency that compounds into power. Discipline is freedom disguised as sacrifice. At first, it feels like restriction. Waking up early feels like restriction. Sticking to routines feels like restriction. Saying no when it would be easier to say yes feels like restriction. But every sacrifice you make in the moment is an investment in your future self. The discipline to save money creates financial freedom. The discipline to take care of your health creates longevity. The discipline to sharpen your craft creates mastery. What looks like hard work today turns into a life most people will never touch tomorrow. Discipline may feel like chains in the beginning, but in time, it becomes wings. Discipline builds trust with yourself. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, your confidence grows. Every time you follow through, you prove to yourself that you are reliable, capable, strong. Confidence is not built on compliments from others. Confidence is built on discipline within yourself. When you know you can depend on you, the world cannot break you. You no longer rely on external validation because your self-respect is rooted in the discipline of keeping your own word. That is power most people will never know. Discipline also protects you from regret. People quit because discipline feels too heavy, but regret is heavier. Regret is the weight of opportunities missed. Regret is the weight of potential wasted. Regret is the weight of dreams left to die because you lacked the consistency to chase them. Discipline may cost you comfort in the short term, but regret will cost you your soul in the long term. When you choose discipline, you choose a future free from the pain of what if. You choose to live with pride instead of disappointment. You choose to build instead of settle. You choose destiny instead of drift. And that choice shapes everything. So make no mistake, your destiny is not written by chance. Your destiny is written by discipline. Every daily action, every small choice, every sacrifice, it all stacks up. And it all becomes the story of your life. You don't control the world, but you control your habits. You control your effort. You control your discipline. And when you master that, destiny bends in your direction. Discipline is the architect of greatness. Discipline is the author of success. Discipline is the foundation of every legacy that lasts. Stay consistent. Stay committed. Refuse to break your own word. Because every promise you keep to yourself builds the future you dream about. And every promise you break to yourself erodes it. This is the law. This is unshakable. This is the work. Now let me close with one final truth. If you take energy seriously, you build momentum nobody can see. If you take silence seriously, you protect a vision nobody can attack. If you take comparison seriously and kill it, you reclaim your confidence. If you take obsession seriously, you build something undeniable. If you take respect seriously, you stop chasing it and start commanding it. If you take focus seriously, you unlock a freedom the world cannot take. If you take discipline seriously, you write a destiny that bends in your favor. These are not just ideas, these are weapons. And from this moment forward, the choice is yours.